Cuando vas a la venta de verano de JCPenney y usas el cupón de 25% extra, no solo encontrarás un vestido vibrante y fresco para el verano con 25% extra, encontrarás los zapatos, el bolso y toda la onda con 25% de descuento extra. La prueba está en el recibo. Sí, es JCPenney. Cupón válido del 27 al 29 de junio en selección de estilos. Aplican algunas exclusiones. Detalles en la tienda o jcp.com.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
Okay, so you're between meals and you're craving something sweet, right? What I do is snack on Blue Diamond honey roasted almonds. They're so good. And almonds are a superfood. So don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Oh, what it is, ho, oh, what's up?
What's up?
Can a nigga get in them guts?
Them guts.
Cut it up like it ain't been cut.
Been cut.
Show your ass how to really catch a nut.
And
Give me your number and I'll call.
I'll call.
And I'll follow that ass in the mall.
In the mall.
Let your home, let your juggle my ball.
My ball.
Why I'm bleeding, tearing down, yell, wow.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Jade and XD. I am XD, aka the Chuck D of homosexuality, aka homo without a pause.
I'm Jade.
I'm excited. We haven't recorded in like a month.
It's been like a year.
I know. What it do, brethren?
Nothing and so much all at the same time.
I know. We've been on the road again.
On the road again.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since we got off the plane.
Legitimately. Since I dropped you off in front of your house.
Yeah. What's the tea? What's the gaga girl?
Well, for one,
I
have a new show.
And do.
With my good sis, Kia.
Yeah, Dr. Kia.
Called Getting Grown.
Oh my God, you guys are like Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, but like black and like not ugly.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
She's Dr. Drew, I assume.
Yeah.
So that it was fun. So it is now called Getting Grown. I know we've been promoting it for months as Hey Sis, but we had some technical difficulties with that.
Yeah.
Two ladies came out with a show called Hey Sis, literally the week we were coming out with our Hey Sis. So even though we had it there for quite some time, we had to go ahead and change the name up. But that's fine because I think it really fits.
Getting grown.
Yeah. It you want to record our intro?
Getting grown.
Can you channel your inner Whitney?
Oh yeah, I can. How would she do it? That means I have to think of like Kavon Edmonds.
Well, first you have to start shaking your wig.
Yeah, and then I have to dab myself because, you know, I'm sweating.
Right.
But that's neither here or there. But yeah, go listen to Getting Grown with Jade and Dr. Kia.
You can find us on Twitter under the Getting Grown Pod. You can find us on SoundCloud currently. We are supposed to be on iTunes, but there's been some technical difficulty with that. So it should be coming any moment. As soon as they resolve it, we'll be there. And then we'll be on Spotify soon, too. So you'll be able to listen everywhere.
Oh, my God. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
I get to do 2 shows with 2 of my best friends. So
it's litty.
You know what I'm saying? This is work, but it's like fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we literally have black podcasting on block the whole week.
Dead ass.
Because this also means, because, you know, like, Tuesdays is Getting Grown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays is the Friend Zone. Thursdays is the Read. All of those are on loudspeakers. And then we're independent here on Jaden XD. And this also is to let you guys know that on Mondays, Jaden XD are coming out with episodes. So we here twice a week.
Yep. Nigga Peace Theater will continue to be a thing. And then make sure that you can go to my Instagram bio. You can check our Twitter pages and get your tickets for the live show for New York, April 15th.
Absolutely. We're going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I see that we have some celebrities coming to the show.
Oh, okay.
Well, they told us that they bought a ticket. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We'll have a good time. How was your week?
Oh, it's been good. So I think I mentioned this to you while we were in LA. We'll talk about LA in a minute. But I remember I said, because we ate a lot of trash, and I said that I was going to be vegetarian. But I've kept to that, and I am now meatless. We're going on day 4. By the time you guys listen, it will have been day 6. So that's my life so far.
He said he's going to do it for a year.
Yeah, a whole year. And the reason why is because and I've talked about this throughout the course of us podcasting and stuff. And you know, I go on these these diets for like 30 days, or I fast for 40 days or whatever. But I genuinely feel better when I don't eat meat. I feel lighter. I feel more focused. I feel like I can ride a bike again. But so I feel like in this season, how like we're all like on our grind shit, you know what I mean? That this is a good way to get focused and also be healthy too. If I lose a couple pounds, yeah, but
you will.
But that's really not what it's about. It's really just being more clear in my like thoughts and my intentions and yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm all over this steak and these carnitas feeling full and filled.
But let me tell you something though. For last night I made and what I also like about being vegetarian is the fact that, or meatless I should say, because I don't know if I can claim like vegetarian because I feel like it's like a cult, but it is. Yeah, because it's like
veganism.
Yeah, because as soon as somebody like you walk in the room, somebody tells you that they're vegan, it's just like, okay, girl, like we didn't. That's like announcing like I'm a top. Like you don't have to like say that to like.
I need you all to go on YouTube. Sorry to cut you off, and watch this video called "If Meat Eaters Were Acted Like Vegans." It is it's very
funny.
white humor. It is funny.
Yeah.
I was cackling because that is exactly how vegans act, and it looks crazy when you put it in reverse. No shade.
But yeah, so I was looking, so, you know, I look up recipes to cook in general just because I'm poor and so I have to cook dinner. So
that is so honest.
So I was looking at recipes and so I saw this recipe for butternut squash soup with Italian sausage sprinkled on top with Parmesan cheese and like some herbs on top. It was stylized really well. And I was like, oh, well, a nigga likes butternut squash, period. I like butternut squash soup. A nigga loves sausage and cheese and shit, so why not? So when I decided, so I had this recipe, oh, my bad, on the Yumly app. Do you have it? It's really good.
I've used it.
Yeah. And so I was like, how can I make this vegan or vegetarian? So I went to Trader Joe's, you know, my happy place, as is yours.
Yes.
And they had like vegan chorizo sausage. Now I'm always
I've
leery,
heard it's good.
Yeah, about it. So I made that shit yesterday. It is, first of all, the sausage alone is delicious.
I hear it. I do hear that.
Just like chorizo sausage. It could be a little spicier, but you know, whatever. It was delicious. Like,
is it soy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to stay away from soy.
Me too, but I realized that is going to be my plight for a minute, which is why now I'm going to have to go back to oil cleansing because it because soy produces a lot of sebum, which clogs your pores. But yeah, it was so delicious. It was so good. But yeah, I have a story.
Okay.
Because I never have stories, but I do have a story. So I go to the gym. Someone said I go to a fancy gym. I go to New York Sports Club.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of fancy.
Is it?
Midi.
I guess, girl. I mean, whatever. So I have the Passport one where you can go to every location in like New York City, Philly, Boston, yada, yada, yada. So I decided to take a class, cardio kickboxing. Damn near died. So I decided to go not to my regular location in Brooklyn. I decided to go to the one in Midtown on 14th Street. So what New York City has been famous for years and years and years, and not just in also major cities across the country, is that the men folk like to play with each other in the steam rooms and saunas.
Yeah, I hear this.
Yeah, it's a thing. Now, I'm not here to shame anybody for doing that. Do you? It's great. But if you're going to do it, at least do it at times where it's not high traffic.
Have some dignity.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you do it, again, not shaming you, do what you do, but like, don't do it at like 6:30.
No.
On like a Tuesday. So, this actually happened on Monday. Monday? Yeah, Monday. So, I go to the one on 14th Street. So I was like, okay, well, I need to go. So I usually go to the steam room and the sauna because I need to loosen up my muscles, because I refuse to wear like Tiger Balm and shit to bed, because I know in the morning I'll be like, ooh, girl, it's rough.
Right.
So have you ever done cardio? Have you ever done kickboxing? Girl, you will die.
Oh, I'm halfway dead right now because I did some shit in my living room.
Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway, I go in there. And of course, they're, it's a bunch of sweaty old, moral monsters.
Yeah.
Whites. That's my name for them. They're moral monsters, because that's exactly what they are.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, when you're just in there and all of a sudden just things start jiggling and they start playing with themselves. I was like, okay, well, let me skedaddle all over to the steam room where, if you're going to do that, at least I don't have to see. It'd be different if they were fine, because I could be like, ooh, hey. But no, they weren't. So anyway, it's time for me to go because Love and Hip Hop was about to come on. So
Priorities.
Right. So I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. All of a sudden, I guess one of them was like a plant in there, and was just like, okay, all of you guys get out, and they all got like reprimanded for like having like this circle jerk in the sauna.
First of all, okay.
And mind you, I'm watching from the shower at this point, and they're just like running, like trying to scurry away. But it's hard for them not to, because they're all in towels, so you all have to like go and like get changed and shit.
These are white men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all white, all moral monsters.
Like straight white men?
I mean, I can't tell. I mean, if you're jerking off with other men,
I don't know.
and so I can't tell what their sexuality is. But
I'm like, oh, deep.
yeah. But they all got reprimanded and got busted.
Well, here's my thing. So Sunday I went to brunch with Crystal, and we were in the Uber on the way to the spot. By the way, I just want to mention that Harlem does not brunch. They
No.
day party.
Oh yeah, they do.
We went to 3 different places before we were finally like, okay, this
Time
is
to go home.
They're playing jazz.
Eh.
This is fine. Like everything else was the turn up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm out of touch or what, or I don't know what it is. I
It's
was
because the young people like to do brunch.
I was like, in Brooklyn, when we brunch, we eat.
Yeah, but everything uptown is just loud and just obnoxious.
So loud.
I know.
Harlem niggas.
I know.
But So we were in the Uber and we start talking about people who make out in the back of cars, whether it be a friend's car or cab. Stop making out in public. Quit doing that. Like, be an adult and go get a hotel room or go to your apartment. Go do your business. Like a sauna or a steam room or whatever the case is a public place. Why are you loosening your splooge all over the place? Like, nobody wants to go sit on that. I'm coming here for a specific purpose at the public gym.
Yeah.
So this is not shaming you for your sexual activity. This is shaming you for your sexual activity in public.
Yeah.
Stop acting like teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, go get a room.
Yeah.
Or Airbnb or an apartment. Rent a
Do it
room.
when there's nobody looking. Like,
No, don't do it in public because nobody wants your juices all over the place.
I know, but my thing is just like, if it's gonna happen, at least be courteous.
Like, I'm not getting ready to go and wipe my vagina all over the sauna. Nobody wants to sit on that. It's true. I'm sorry. Like,
oh my gosh, I was so pissed because in the fucking sauna they had gum in there, and I got gum on the bottom of my fucking bottle.
Having gum in the sauna is just as gross as like letting off in the sauna.
Yeah.
It's all gross.
Yeah.
Stop doing gross things in public.
Yeah.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
With the new iPhone SE for less than $100 at Metro, you rule. It's the most affordable iPhone on the #1 brand in prepaid. So whether you're studying online or FaceTiming.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, dear. The iPhone SE has all you need. Switch to Metro and get the iPhone SE for $99.99 after rebate redemption and 6 months of service with AutoPay. Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day. Limit 1 per account/household. Requires port and ID validation. Not valid for numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Stop doing sexual things in public. Go be adults.
Yeah, unless you get charged for it, girl, then at least make sure you're getting your money's worth.
Or unless you're like at the park.
Yeah. But that was my story. But anywho, make sure you listen to us anywhere and everywhere. And again, get your tickets for New York.
April 15th.
Yeah.
3 weeks. LA, thank you so much, Cal State.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful time. You guys were amazing hosts. So we definitely want to thank you for your hospitality. LA was great. Yeah, LA was great. Like, me and my husband had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful time out there. We ate delicious food. We relaxed, we worked out, we just had a wonderful time. So LA was definitely a great experience, and we'll definitely be back.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time in LA. Any highlights?
Well, you all heard me say it for the live show, but I'll say it again. When Tristan knocked that man off that bike. Watching that nigga fly in the first 5 minutes of me being in that city.
Yeah.
Was gold.
And then you had Sita from Sita's World talking about like, ooh, is you okay?
Are you up? Go away, girl. You making it hot.
Making it bad hot.
Like, that was a highlight. No, but in all seriousness, Issa coming to the show.
Yes, Issa Rae came to the show, guys. That was so
She just popped
dope.
her beautiful brown self right backstage and was like, hey, y'all. And I was like, I don't do this often.
Yeah.
But I feel away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm feeling something right now.
Yeah,
what is this? So
we're a little starstruck.
Yeah, a little bit, and that definitely doesn't happen to me very much.
And she is so down to earth, like
very much so.
Like, she's the dopest and the illest.
Yeah, she is. So that was definitely the highlight of the trip, was her coming to the show. I also hung out with one of the writers of Creed. Myself
the movie?
and Tristan. Yes.
Oh shit!
Me,
y'all
and
were doing
Tristan,
famous shit.
We were doing all kinds of things out there. So we met him. Me and Tristan. Netta introduced us, and we just hung out all day Sunday. Like went bowling. We went to eat twice. Like we had a really good day on Sunday. So hung out with him. He's cool. And then Aaron is his name. So make sure you check out Creed. So yeah, we hung out with him. So that was a highlight, and it was just, we just had a really good trip overall. Just being able to be out of New York for a couple days.
Yeah.
Like aside from
We
missing
were actually
our
gone
child,
for a minute.
we
actually.
were like, we missed her by the final day. We were like, we miss our kid, man. Like we really miss her.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to be in a different atmosphere and be in another place for a little bit, and it was relaxing and the air was clean for the most part.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
parts. Santa Monica was great.
Yeah, but they had smog clouds on it. Because we were both in Santa Monica the same day. And
Yeah.
and I was looking at upstairs. I was like, oh, look, there's smog clouds.
Oh, I was out there at night. I figured I saw stars, so that was enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's a highlight. You know, we don't see stars.
Yeah, that's real.
So I was like, oh, stars. Oh, nice, clear. That's pretty much a gauge for me.
Yeah.
But it was a good trip.
Yeah. Again, thank you to CSULA and Fred. You guys were super amazing for hosting us and
Yes.
just being super hospitable, and to my diva demands of requiring Pepsi.
He was like, can I just get a Pepsi? Oh, cold with a cup of ice. I was like, okay, auntie.
Listen. A lot of people have riders for things. I just needed Pepsi to calm my nerves.
And it did. It calmed your nerves.
Some people require a whole bunch of other things. I just needed a cold pop.
I just went downstairs to get me a cold pop.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to shout out _ Cam the Beautiful on Instagram, Cam
Yes.
the Beautiful on Twitter.
She's everything.
She is actually Issa's makeup artist, and she did my makeup for the live show.
Yup.
So if you are
You were
in
beat like you stole something.
what she, never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Okay.
She beat my face.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how that personal accountability starting to kick in a little bit?
Yeah, I'm proud.
Thanks, because I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she beat my face down.
Yeah.
Make sure you check her out if you are out in LA and you are looking for a makeup artist. Again, she is _ Cam the Beautiful on Instagram and Cam the Beautiful on Twitter. And she's very talented. She did a really nice job on my face.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, LA was super great. Thank you guys for all coming out. And I know we had new listeners. People who never listened to the show just came out, and now they're fans. And so we definitely rock with y'all, and definitely giving us the opportunity to go to a whole nother coast.
And our loyal listeners who also came out.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful to meet so many of you. There was a young lady I met who has a podcast that I need to find the information for to give to you all, which I will. We'll put it in the description box, actually. But it was really nice to meet so many of you guys.
Yeah. Soup's awesome.
Well, that was a really long intro, so I guess we should get into our show.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's because we haven't been here for like a month.
A year.
Yeah. Anyway, ready?
Yep.
Now it's time for Artist of the Week.
Say I just wanna be the one you call when you need someone near.
This week's artist is somebody very special, well, a group that's special to both of us, actually,
Dear.
is the Foreign Exchange.
Yes.
I love them to pieces. The music is great. Their story is super interesting.
Yep.
It's a group. Well, it's a duo with Fonte.
From Little Brother. Originally from Little Brother.
Yes, and a producer,
Nicolay,
who
is from the Netherlands.
Yes, and so they actually met over the internet. Nicolay was a producer. He produced beats, and Fonte rapped over them. Mm-hmm. So they decided to get together and create a whole album. And the first album, which is my favorite, Connected, came out in 2004, and that's how I started my adult journey of me 18, and that's why it means so much to me. And it would help me transition while I moved across the country. They never met the entire process of making the album.
Which is crazy because it's such a dope album.
Yeah, they didn't meet until after they finished the album. And it's so amazing. My favorite song there is Call and Come Around, and Darian Brockington is on there, and Yazara, and Fonte is singing and rapping. And
then they came out with Leave It All Behind, which I put a friend of mine onto out in Cali, actually, in Sacramento, and I went out there for his wedding, and he loved it so much that he played the entire Leave It All Behind album as his dinner music at his wedding.
That's pretty, although there are some songs on there I'm not sure why you would want to play at your wedding.
Played the whole thing.
Okay.
But I love, and then Authenticity came later, and you could tell that was a growth and it was a different lane for them, but I thoroughly enjoyed Authenticity.
Yeah, and they've had a couple of albums after that, and they've grown on and developed a whole movement, like Zoe,
yes,
who is also a favorite of ours.
And friend.
Yeah, and he's super dope and talented. And also, who else? And Eric Roberson has become a part of them, and I know that Fonte and Eric Roberson, I love Eric Roberson, I should feature him next week. Yeah, he is so. He's dope. He sings.
Down.
Yeah, but Cy Smith, everybody of that whole collective is super talented and super amazing and super black. And what I appreciate about Nicolay is the fact, well, Nicolay is white. He definitely doesn't try to appropriate anything. Nope. He stays true to who he is and just appreciates the culture and let Fonte to compose and do whatever he makes the shit pop. And so that's what I appreciate about all of that. And it's just real good music. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Fonte is actually a personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
I have known him at this point for probably 10 years. Like, I've known him for a really long time. He's a good friend. And he has put me onto so much good music. He's the first person to ever introduce me to King. He sent me their tracks before they were even public. So that's when I fell in love with them. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
And yeah, I'm such a fan of his music. I'm such a fan of him as a person. He's also super funny, very hilarious. He has so many different projects. Little Brother, I started off as a Little Brother fan.
I love Little Brother. That's how I found them.
Yeah, I started off as a Little Brother fan, minstrel show. And
how can it be?
She left a number there, right there in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. She must have told me a lie.
I wonder why. I can see. Okay, yeah.
With Joe Scudder. Oh, that is my jam.
Go join a sorority. Go step your game up. But yes, listen to the Foreign Exchange.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for our recommendations, either leave it all behind or connected to get started on your journey.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, U.S. Representative Maxine Waters.
Auntie Max.
Auntie, mother, sister.
Friend. Niece.
Not mine. I mean, you know.
Not my niece.
She's somebody's niece. She embodies everything that I want to be when I grow up.
She's everything that I think I am, but I did not realize I was not.
Yeah. She is the embodiment of everything.
What? She is everything.
And she has been a congresswoman in California as long as I've been alive. Because I remember growing up in California and just learning about her about her and Senator Dianne Feinstein. Women who've been in like career politicians.
She's like the Cicely Tyson of politics.
Yeah, because she represents Watts.
Yeah.
So,
but not Tyrese.
Oh no. Who?
Right.
Is he local?
Yeah, he lives on Flatbush.
Okay. But she has been definitely the most vocal Democrat, where they all should be, but she's been the most fearless.
Absolutely.
In this circus that is the presidency. Like, I feel embarrassed sometimes to be an American because I'm like, what is this?
Sometimes, all the time.
Yeah. You know, like, what the fuck?
There's nothing else.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
We are a joke.
Yeah.
We are a joke in Australia. You know, Australians don't want to come over here.
I don't blame them.
Because they just think we are some wild banshees who run around with a bunch of guns shooting each other up.
Well, the statistics prove that that's not untrue.
Right, very much so.
But anywho, she has been disrespected by Bill O'Reilly. Mm-hmm. Well, she's always been disrespected because that's just what people do to black women, which is awful. But people over at Fox News called her a crackhead, and Bill O'Reilly said that he could not focus on anything that she had to say because he couldn't see past her James Brown wig.
So disrespectful.
First of all,
Your
James
mother.
Brown wishes he could have as luxurious hair as Maxine Waters. Rest his soul.
Right.
Number 2, you don't even know who James Brown really is. You had to Google him.
Right. You were just looking for an insult.
Right.
That's the only black person you knew.
Exactly.
Outside of Martin Luther King.
Exactly.
And Bill O'Reilly's mother.
Right. Now, Representative Waters, responded. She went on Chris Hayes' show and said, listen, I'm a strong black woman. I will not tolerate and I will not be disrespected and I will not be moved. I'm going to continue to focus on the issues.
And let me just say this. I'm a strong black woman, and I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be undermined. I cannot be thought to be a friend of Bill O'Reilly or anybody. And I'd like to say to women out there everywhere, don't allow these right-wing talking heads, these dishonorable people, to intimidate you or scare you. Be who you are, do what you do, and let us get on with discussing the real issues of this country.
And I appreciated that because she didn't give in to his petty. She said that Bill O'Reilly has no credibility.
He doesn't.
She was like, we all know that he has paid off people for his sexual exploits and harassment suits.
She better call him out.
So he was just like, he's just a political pundit. He does nothing.
He's trash.
Yeah. And I appreciated that. Like, she was just like, okay, I'm going to shut this shit down right now and get back to the issues at what's hand. Strong enough to bear the children and get back to business. But I don't know. I always struggle with like political pundits and stuff like that because I hate liberal snark. I think it's the dumbest shit ever. I feel like people always result to like, that's why I like the Daily Show and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's great. It's funny. But I feel like, liberals just always resort to humor to like cope with them being weak. Mm-hmm. And this is why Aaron Sorkin wrote that piece on the news. Did you ever watch The Newsroom?
No.
And he talked, and there's this, I think we used a clip of that opening of the newsroom where he was like, wow, America isn't the greatest. And, he was right in the sense of like, Democrats always lose and Republicans always win because Democrats are boring.
Right.
And so, like keeping it hot and keeping it fresh and keeping things on like the forefront. And that's what Maxine Waters is doing. Of course, leave it to a black woman to fix everything.
Right.
Because that's,
or to tell the truth. I just wish more people in Washington would have spines and do what they're supposed to, as opposed to being, like really closet, conservatives. Right.
You know what I mean? And just worrying about the politics instead of getting shit done right.
Shout out to her.
Absolutely. I protect her at all costs.
Absolutely. That's really what I was thinking.
Listen, because she's 78 years old, so listen.
Keep her.
Keep her lifted in prayer. Good thoughts, well wishes. If you got put one in the air for our girl Maxine Waters, representative of the U.S. Congress.
So I started following Black China on Snapchat today just to see what was the hoopla.
You want to give it a whirl as to what she was talking about?
I'll just read it.
Okay.
Blac Chyna went off on her Snapchat. Now, I didn't go so far as to figure out what made her go off, but
yeah, I don't know, because she was talking about how this nigga don't give her child support, but she's always said for like the last year that she don't need child support. She got her own money.
it's funny now to me, but when Tyga and Side Nigga kicked me out and they wanted to see me fail, LOL. And to grind from the dirt, no child support. Nigga is like hoes, so I'ma treat you like that. Not paying Jenny, wow. Stop running to your money, telling my business about King. I bet any money, I got more money than your account, Tyga, Michael. So go tell Kylie and Rob about our son account, because that's the only reason I'm contacting your FAG ass. But you want to make it like I want you, LOL. Tyga, you're a bitch, and you can go get your mom or your bitch, LOL, or your nigga you fucking, or Terrell, or Heather. On wait. I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, so apparently she upset with her ex nigga.
I mean, clearly.
Apparently, I guess that Tyga and Rob have been canoodling about China, and
Oh, are they not together?
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah, she made some claims that Tyga is bisexual.
Yeah.
It's so pretty when I say that. Right?
Bisexual.
Bisexual. And she called him, that word.
Yeah.
Yum. Now, I've heard this rumor before that he's a little usually. But, I just thought that was just, just gays being gays.
Right.
Because they all think that somebody who's light and has really pink lips, they think that they're,
soft and pink.
Soft and pink.
Ice cream man, yeah, she chunky monkey. All these money hungry hippos wanna love me. All these diamonds dusty, mine just clear and sunny. I don't rock Giuseppe's, no them shits is ugly.
But her saying this makes me wonder, because I'm like, why do her and Amber like to, they both insinuated that both niggas that they've been fucking,
Fuck niggas.
Yeah. So I'm like, why is this like a thing for them? You know what I mean?
Well, Amber claimed that Kanye like booty thumbs.
Yeah. So that's not gay, but
no.
But you get what I mean? Like
right.
This whole like they challenge the masculinity of their exes.
Right.
And I'm just wondering, like, is this like a thing for them? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. So, there's a lot of women who run to that, who love to be like, oh, well, he was a little,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they like to run to that, and I think that's weak, because if that's what you're trying to use as an insult, because that's not an insult.
Right.
Especially if it's A, something that's not true, that's really whack. Or B, if it's something that you participated in and now you want to use it against them, that's also whack.
Right, that's mad whack.
So no, I don't think that's right for women to go run and do that. If you've been, and that just goes back to like people being friends or people being lovers. If there are things that you know about a person from within whatever type of relationship that you're in, and you choose to take those things and use it against that person later when you guys are no longer in that relationship, whether that be a friendship or whatever, then that's trifling.
Yeah.
Like, you were cool with it all this time, and now you want to put it all out there because we're not on good terms.
Right.
Like, I think that's weak.
That's because she is a hood rat from Southeast DC.
I don't know what she was saying. And I found in the past, when I have text people from the DMV, no shade, my best friends from the DMV, but certain people from the DMV, when I've texted, I didn't quite understand what they were saying, and I had to piece things together, and that's exactly how I felt reading that series of snaps.
Yeah, because it's like they half of the conversations in their head, and then the rest of the text
exactly.
message.
It doesn't translate onto the words.
Yeah,
and
my
it's
ex
like
was the exact same way.
like I kind of get what you're saying. Mine too.
Yeah, and he is
That's
from
what I was
he's
talking
from
about.
DC. Yeah,
Yeah. Yo, that's weird.
yeah. It's hella weird.
It's
I
like
don't
y'all
know.
have multiple personalities.
Yeah, it's like
Y'all do
they
have
do
multiple personalities. Yes,
yeah.
yes. They do.
But yeah, that nigga does that shit too, and I'm like,
Okay, I'm so glad that this is not in my head.
no. It's like they think of it, and it's like they thought that they typed it, but didn't. And then like the second part of the sentence is like they typed.
Okay, I am so glad that I am
You are not alone. I am here with you.
We're not far apart.
Yeah, because these niggas stay in the dark. Yeah, it's weird, but I just, but
weird.
you, ladies, please don't resort to like your man's a fag or whatever. Like as soon as
That's sweet.
he does you wrong, that's like that raggedy.
If you gonna put somebody's dirt out there, like say that the nigga didn't wash his drawers right or something, he didn't wipe his booty right. Like
see, that doesn't help because let me tell you something. Tammy Rivera. Her husband or ex or whatever, he now in 2 non-consecutive occasions has had issues with hygiene, one resulting from back in yesteryear where he was wearing white drawers and there was a little skid mark that showed up. Recently, in yestermonth, the young man, Waka, decided to wipe his butt on stage with a Trump t-shirt.
And it was brown.
Can't tell you if it was. I X'd out, clicked that little red button on Thatcher. Thatcher's my MacBook. And I went on about my good Christian business. So I don't know. All I just know is I saw that he made a white audience member of his concert, which we'll talk about later about why they're whatever. And he proceeded to wipe his buttocks, draws down, not like bare, like as if it was toilet tissue,
like dick out.
Well, I mean, it was covered.
Oh, okay.
But he put his hind parts towards the audience and proceeded to wipe, like get in there, like scrub a dub 3 men in the tub, all on that ass. His anal cavity was like being wiped with said "Make America Great Again" shirt. Yeah. Yeah.
I get the
gross.
passion.
Yeah, like I get it, girl. Like I get the passion. I get like.
But you can insinuate without actually exposing your whole ass.
Yeah, he did that.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
But, you know, people do what works. But I don't know. But my point is, back to all these things, is the fact that don't say no shit like that, because I don't want to go into this whole diatribe about being like black women are homophobic, blah blah blah. Like I don't have to. I'm not trying to have that conversation today. But like, just don't. That's super wiggity if you just result to like, well, you know, he a little funny. I'm like, no, girl, you was fucking him and you just got mad that you got played.
Right.
Gay is, stop making gay an insult.
Or if y'all was doing it together and you was cool with it, then don't try to use it now.
Right. Because that makes you even extra corny.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Gay is not an insult, guys.
Hi, Jade and Excuses. My name is Brittany. I'm a big fan of you guys' show. I would like to tell a story about when I worked with this really racist white lady. But I'm super petty, so we had a TV in our office, and whoever comes into work first basically controls the TV until their shift is over. So this particular morning, I was tired of her watching like CBN or some shit. So I got in early, and ironically, it was like for some reason BT had a Spike Lee marathon. So when she came in, she had to watch School Days, Do the Right Thing, and Malcolm X. And I had so much joy in my heart watching her cringe as she's watching these movies, because this was also around the time of the killing of Mike Brown, and she also hated Obama. This was like one of my top petty, the more you know type of moments of my life, and I just wanted to share that. I don't think at any other job I have accumulated anything more petty towards someone I dislike so much. And, you know, your motto, say no to coworkers, definitely helped me get through that job until I couldn't take it anymore. So I thank you. Thank you guys so much. Oh, by the way, this is when I lived in Pittsburgh. So, yeah. That's another story. But you guys have a wonderful day. I'm so happy of your success, and I just love the show. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
So, Kris Jenner broke up with her rent-a-nigga, Corey the Hips Gamble.
Did he have big hips?
Girl, wide as outside.
Like D-Ray?
Wide as God's grace.
Kia and I were on FaceTime, and she was watching Hip Hop Squares. Why, I don't know. And
you know that
she was like, "It comes on after Love and Hip Hop, and my TV stays on." I said, "You know what? I'm gonna give it to you."
It's fair. It's hard to find the remote sometimes. I get it.
But she pointed out DeRay's Deray Davis.
Yeah.
The days are getting shorter, and you can feel it in the air. Yes, it's that time of year. Pumpkin is finally back at Dunkin'. It's the cozy you've been craving all summer long, now in your cup at Dunkin'. Pick up all of your pumpkin favorites, like the signature pumpkin spice iced latte, or a pumpkin iced coffee, and bakery items like pumpkin donuts and muffins. Sip into something comfortable to celebrate the start of cozy season. Use the Dunkin' app for contactless ordering. America runs on Dunkin'.
Okay, so work's done and you're craving something spicy and salty. I know. What I do is snack on Blue Diamond wasabi and soy sauce flavored almonds. They're so good, and almonds are a superfood. Don't deny your cravings. Eat them. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
His hips and his butt and how wide. And now I can't unsee it.
He got
a wagon.
He does. He got a Deborah.
Yeah. Backstory on Deborah. So we have a friend named Kit who is very petite. But she's like, I hold it. She's like, I shake my little Debbies. She goes, but you, sis, you got a Deborah. You got a grown woman booty. So she has named my butt Deborah.
Yeah.
And anytime anybody has a big old butt, it's called a Deborah.
Yeah.
Since you have little Debbies.
Yeah, he got a Deborah.
Yeah, he
does.
But
Corey Gamble, he has the natural hips that the Kardashians wish they had. Like him and Chloe, like
the ones that Kylie bought.
Yeah, Kylie's small compared to his. He got the Chloe. Or Chloe, that was like he was they were inspired.
I have a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
Yeah, like they went to their doctor. I was like, I want the Corey Gamble. Give me the Corey Gamble. Corey the Gamble.
The Gamble.
Yeah.
Hips.
Yep. And then I saw a picture. On Gossip today. He's sassy. You low key looked like Miss Lawrence in the picture.
Oh, he had the perch lip.
Yeah, and like he had like a Barney's bag like on the crook of his wrist, like this, and I was just like, oh.
No shade.
Nah, I mean, if that's his truth.
So I'm asking if you're living alone, but you do have a boyfriend now, right?
Corey.
And
yes.
you've been with him for a little while?
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's going
it's really
well.
great. And he gets along really good with the kids, and so it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's younger.
Uh-huh.
And is that something
Yes.
that, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right?
No.
Age is just a number.
It really is. It's just how you get along and how you connect. But would you get married again, do you think?
I've done that twice, and it didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You
They
never
say
know.
try and try again.
That's right. They do, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But
they
it's
kinda
not
do.
important to you?
I'm going to take a page out of Goldie and Kurt's book, I think, or Courtney's book, or, I just think that as long as things are going so well, why ruffle it up?
I don't know. Like,
She goes.
I don't even know where to I was. I don't even know what to do.
She like him soft and pink, girl. I can't speak on Mr. Kardashian, but subsequent husbands later.
I don't even know.
Subsequent husbands and trysts
No,
later.
but maybe Corey's actually in love with Courtney. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, because on the show they were really close, and I didn't really understand that. But you know
It
what?
was weird.
But that's how I also feel about Chloe and Scott. Like,
Yeah, I did think that their relationship was very weird.
yeah, like they were just like I thought they were fucking.
I didn't think that.
Yeah,
And then I
because-
think I kind of figured out. I was like, okay, they
yeah,
low key
Chloe
act
don't
like
white
siblings.
niggas. Yeah, Chloe don't like white niggas anyway.
No, she don't want no Scott.
Although Scott has a very large penis.
I never ever needed to know that.
It's hard not to see. It's on the show.
I literally
it's like,
have never paid attention.
Listen, it's it's like HGTV. Like, it's there. Like, it's not like I'm trying to like
You're
let
in the
me
sunken
look.
place. Get out. Don't stir no tea around me, Betty. You ain't gonna get me, Betty.
I am not in the second place. I do not date moral monsters. I am keen off that.
Okay, good.
But I say all that to say I thought that Scott and Chloe were fucking for a minute.
Nah, I never got that. I just thought that they were uncomfortably close. Like, but she's also like very weird with her siblings. Like, all their vagina jokes and things like that. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Not saying that I can't talk to my mother and my sister about any issues or anything, but we just don't make like, oh, I'm gonna rub my kitty on you.
That's Chloe's white side coming out.
Mhm.
Like, that's her Caucasian side.
Yeah, but everything else is her African American side.
Absolutely.
Happy Black History Month.
Yep. I'm not black. I'm Chloe. Chloe J.
Chloe J. You tired? Your feet hurt? Did you wake up one day and you were a parent?
Or a professional.
And you just want to know how in the hell you got here?
And so quickly.
Then we invite you to listen to our new podcast,
Getting Grown with Jade and Kia.
Tune in each week for a conversation amongst two sister friends who are really just trying to learn how to adult for real.
We'll talk life, career, love, family, and the critical importance of minding your business,
drinking your water,
and staying moisturized, because your black will crack if it's dry.
Write that down.
Bye.
Just an episode of problematic things.
Yeah. These are a few of my problematic things. And then I don't feel that bad.
So Dave Chappelle came out with 2 Netflix specials.
Show did. Art of Spin and one where he almost didn't get lynched in Texas. So I don't know what the other one's called.
And we were hype boots about it.
Yeah, we were. Because the Chappelle Show is one of our, I know in your household and mine, and it's one of the greatest sketch comedy shows that we've had.
Of all time.
Yeah.
I will put it right there. I will say it.
Yeah.
So the special was very problematic.
It was a humdinger.
And niggas felt away.
Yeah.
There were many thoughts on it.
There was a couple. There weren't as many think pieces as what I thought there would be, though. I only saw 2.
Oh, I wasn't gonna read any of them.
I didn't say I read them.
Yeah, they saw 2. Real words mean things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Here's what I will say about the show, and then we'll get into a larger conversation. There are some things on the special that could be deemed as offensive to others. I will say that as watching, there are the people that had issues with it, and I will say there are really offensive gay jokes. There are some rape jokes in there. Yeah. There are some other insensitive jokes in regards to like the Flint water crisis and trans jokes and other stuff.
For a guy your age wouldn't even know the pain because in your generation, it's like the space shuttle blows up every fucking day. How can you care about anything when you know every goddamn thing? I'm getting over one cop shooting, and then another one happens, and then another one happens, and another one happens. I'm crying about Paris, and then Brussels happens. I can't keep track of all this shit, so you just give the fuck up.
So there were all of the issues that people took. I get it.
Right. Now, what I will say is this. I am very understanding of culture, and I understand what's problematic or not even what's offensive and what's not. And most of the things in the show or the special impacted me, right? However, what I've am able to do is things I'm not as woke, or I'm woke enough. But if something is crafted really well, I'll probably laugh at it regardless of how offensive it is. And that's just the God honest truth. I can recognize that it's offensive and horribly wrong. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling you the other day about how Viceland was showing Ace Ventura, and I was like, oh my God, Ace Ventura is one of my favorite movies.
Right.
And then I realized how transphobic it is at the end.
Right. Finkel.
Yeah, with Ray Finkel, I was like, oh fuck. But it's funny.
Right.
It's also extremely offensive and wrong.
Right.
So rather as being conflicted about it, you know, I can be like, okay, I recognize this is wrong. However, I am smart enough to not spew this message
exactly
of like
dangerous
things and like how do I insensitivity to the masses, right?
Right.
I understand that maybe why people are seeming that way. It's offensive and people think that they're going to spread this hate that's around there. And so, and like Dave Chappelle throughout this specials says that he, you know, he's not offensive. He was like, no, I'm on your side. I get it. But it's from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And I'm not here to say what you should or should not be offended by.
Right. Let that be clear.
However, what you might be offended by may not be offensive to somebody else. That also does not mean if they're not offended by it that they're not in support of you either.
Right.
Like, I can't, like, if for argument's sake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says a gay joke about something. I find it horribly offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just like, well, you know, okay. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I support you, and, you know, like, we can do something about it, whatever, but I just don't find it that offensive.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't necessarily dismissing my feelings. You were just saying, I hear you. I understand why.
I just have a different feeling.
I have a different feeling about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be like, fuck you, Jade, because you're supposed to be on my side. Like, no, you are on my side because you're listening to me and honoring my emotions and how I feel.
Exactly.
I'm going to take a break. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I 100% agree with you. There are things that I can laugh at because I understand the crassness of comedy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that may not be as offensive to me, but like you said, I'm responsible enough to know that whatever that joke may be, that it is a problematic joke, and it's not something that it's not something I'm going to tweet. It's not something that I'm getting ready to go spread about. It's not even something that I necessarily believe in.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can find something funny and not necessarily agree with the viewpoint of it, but you can laugh at the joke. You're
it could
able
be how
to
it's
separate
presented
the two.
and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. I find Dave Chappelle funny.
Yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle is funny. I don't find rape jokes funny.
No.
And I'm very clear on that.
Like I said, there are some jokes I was like, ooh,
too far. But I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't laugh either at all during the special. It's not like I sat there like a stoic person, like a statue, just staring at the TV, like, what? This is just terrible. Like I didn't. Like, there were parts where I actually like laughed. You know what I'm saying? I know the first special was, I think, less offensive than the second.
Oh, absolutely.
And I did laugh more in that one.
Yeah.
But there were parts that I did laugh, and then there were things that I was offended by, and that I didn't agree with, and I don't think should be turned into humor. So that's kind of just where we stand with it.
Yeah, but I also, this leads to a general conversation about what you and I talked about. I've been thinking about this really hard about how I want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe a week or two ago, National Women's Day, right? Or International Women's Day.
We touched on it, but we're going to go into details.
So Jade went on Snapchat and posted a picture. The filter was just like, this is what a woman looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What Snapchat has as a filter, she did not make that. She wrote on a notepad, I can do anything while bleeding.
Anything you can do, I can do bleeding.
Bleeding.
Which is a take on...
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do
Right.
anything better than you. So she put it on Snapchat, and then she put it on Twitter. For whatever reason, it went viral. And Jade was accosted on the internet explaining that she was being transphobic and explaining that womanhood isn't necessarily defined by your menstrual cycle, and they called her all these other phobics.
Right. Cis, sexist,
Yeah.
transphobic, all kinds of things. And the thing about it was...
They insinuated and they put things in her mouth or in her tweets that just weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead.
Yeah. So from there, and let me not say that it was all bad. I got way more positive responses than I did negative responses.
Sure.
Just to be clear, but the negative responses and the back and forth with some of these people, which some I shouldn't have entertained, a lot I did not entertain, and some it was just like I was fed up. I was fed up. I got a lot of comments. I got a lot of transphobic, a lot of cis sexist, a lot of that. A lot of people telling me the Snapchat filter that I used was wrong. That I defined all of womanhood with the fact that women have periods, which I never said. And our good friend Michael Arsenault actually said it the best to me. He said, so because you spoke about your body in relation to your womanhood, narcissists projected an exclusionary statement onto you. That's exactly what happened. If you use your eyeballs and read, you would have saw that it said, anything you can do, I can do bleeding.
Yeah.
And using a Snapchat filter, that's Snapchat. That's what my womanhood looks like. And your womanhood looks like your womanhood. And all of those different experiences combined make a beautiful picture of what womanhood is. And it's very different and it's very colorful. And I 100% believe that. So where, in me speaking about my personal experience, where does that bring, why do you feel like it's okay for you to insert yourself into my personal experience? And that's the larger conversation we wanted to get into about the internet in general now, because there's so much sensitivity floating around on the interwebs.
Yes. Which is why I'm super careful as to what I'm about to say. And I've been thinking about it because I was like, I thought about what we talked about in the hotel room and all this good stuff. And I was just like, maybe let me do some searching, right? And to see how I really feel all about this. Now, I don't like, people say it's PC culture, right? Mm-hmm. However, I realize it's wrong, because it belittles this idea that people are now being accountable for their language and finally realizing that maybe some of the shit we say or have been saying has been trash.
Right.
So
Which is true.
So I get that. I also believe in what Michael said in this idea of narcissism and how people project their own insecurities and how they feel of their own oppression into yours. Mm-hmm. And it makes things to be really complicated and not necessarily focusing on an end goal as to, of equality. Like, if I say, if I identify as, I present as a boy, cisgendered, right? Like I may have cisty tendencies here and there, but I present as a guy, as quote unquote masculine male, right? Mm-hmm. And if I have if I have another gay person or queer person who presents themselves as maybe in a more feminine light or lens, that I'm automatically subject to shaming them or giving them more privilege and yada, 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 which may or may not be true. However, a lot of times in conversations that I have on the internet is this spew of hatred about people who are cisgendered, present as masculine gay men. And it's not necessarily fair, because it's like, we have our own struggles too. No one's saying that, no one's doing this oppression Olympics thing. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And we're like, I get you have your own set of issues, so do we. However, I'm not saying mine is better than yours, or yours is better than mine, or how my idea of gayhood is what should be represented by all. I think it's a tapestry of such. Mm-hmm. And people need to understand that to get over that, what the issues that they haven't worked out in their head or in therapy. Yep. To not implicate that as being a part of like some social problem. Yep. Because I get it. Like, there are people who respond out of like hurt, anger, and fear. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily the most healthiest space to be in if you're going to fight for this equality, whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So in your particular case, people were coming at you and this like, oh, this whole like, you can't admit that. How are you saying by bleeding is? It's like, no, I said that. I didn't say womanhood. Me. Right. Like, and then it's like you have to peel the onion back, and that's when I interjected to some of those people, like, where did Jade say all women? Where was that? There wasn't even an implication as to what that implied for all women. You know what I mean? People just need to take a step back, because, and I've said this before, that people look to be oppressed sometimes. Listen, because honestly, being oppressed is in. Mm-hmm. being mad is in.
The whole hipster culture.
Being having something to be mad about is in vogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like having an issue, having a protest, having this or that, being othered is in, and not necessarily looking towards a solution. People just it's another form of inclusion, like, oh, well, let's all band together and be mad about some shit. And where I get that there are some things in this world, there's a lot of things in this world that need to be fixed and need to be stopped and eradicated. All sorts of phobias, like transphobia,
real transphobia,
and homophobia and sexism and anti-blackness and all that good stuff. Yes, and Native Americans' rights. Like, all these things need to be fixed and or eradicated and all that good stuff. However, you have to be a little conscious as to, like, is this something that you're just creating in your head?
Right. Is this another, in the words of my mother when I was a teenager, everything ain't an issue.
Yeah. Like, there are some things that are just a you issue.
And there are so many real issues out there. Stop trying to find. One girl continued to come at me, the one girl who called me cis sexist, which is the first time I've ever heard that in my life. Sorry if I'm not woke enough. And she called me cis sexist, and tried to go back and forth with me about how, again, I said all women, this is their experiences. Nothing that is anywhere that I posted.
Sure.
And then when she didn't really have anything else to say, she told me that basically right now, trans lives matter, which I agree with.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing we need to be focused on right now. So basically, I posted the wrong thing because I didn't post about trans women and all of the misfortunes that are happening to them.
Yeah. Again, it's a whole other issue.
Girl, are you serious?
People are projecting their personal issues onto other people that they feel they have a platform. People do that all the time. And it's self-absorbed. Yeah.
It's self-absorbed. Like, stop thinking so much of yourself that is such. Now, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it, but that is a thing that some of these passive aggressive people do, where they take themselves and they insert themselves into somebody's personal situation, personal space, and there is no room for you there because that is somebody's personal experience.
They want you to be their activist, their warrior, or whatever.
That's not what I signed up for, lady.
Right.
It's not. And again, I think that womanhood as a whole is beautiful. The fact that it comes in so many different forms and fashions, I 100% stand by that. But I also have my own issues. If I'm going to be 100% transparent, I had a particular birth control for a couple of years after I had a child that caused me to have periods for half of the month. So, during that half of the month, I have to work. I have to continue to take care of my family. I have to continue to build my brand. I have to continue to live. I cannot lay in the bed for half of the month, even though I am uncomfortable. Does that mean that my experience makes my womanhood more prevalent than yours? No. But that also means that I am okay, especially on this day where we celebrate ourselves as women, for me to be able to celebrate myself and my experience and to put it into a number of other experiences for this all-encompassing thing.
Yeah.
So stop doing that. Stop doing what you all are doing. Where you are taking you are taking this narcissist view and thinking that somebody is supposed to speak on your behalf, or that you are supposed to insert yourself into somebody's personal experience. You don't belong in everybody's personal experience, which is why that is exactly what it is, a personal experience.
Yeah.
So you need to focus on yourself and your issues. Some of you all need to go to therapy. That is not shade.
Yeah.
That is for you to go and work out whatever it is that you have going on that causes you to take issue with everybody else who does not take issue with what you take issue with.
Yeah.
And that's really all I have to say about it.
Hey, Jaden XD. This is Lawrence from Alabama. I love y'all's podcast. I just want to call and let y'all know that I can't get into 1 or 2 minutes of y'all's podcast without going on Tidal and looking up every song that you all just got into. I go on a diatribe. I just went into a whole Monica diatribe. And subsequently Brandy, which is kind of awkward. Anyway, I just want to let y'all know that y'all throw me back with the auntie jams. Eat a cup.
So, there's a new book out for children.
Oh.
Well. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, in this new book, it's a picture book. It'll depict Santa as a gay man in an interracial relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lee Daniels as Santa?
It's funny because the Santa is actually black.
QTNA.
Yeah. It's called Santa's Husband.
Okay.
It goes on sale on this October, and it tells the story of a black Santa Claus and his white husband,
Mr. Claus.
Mr. Claus.
You like that?
Who both live in the North Pole. Lee Daniels, that was a good one.
Thank you.
That was a good one. It tells the story of like Santa's spouse who frequently fills in for his husband at malls. Did you? Let me show you the picture. And in the picture, they're like, it's like the black Santa and like the white Santa just gazing into each other's eyes, like. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Oh. That tickled me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I wrote a little fan fiction. You want me to read it?
Yes.
Okay.
I love fan fiction.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think it's even in fiction, like we can't even get black on black love. Like that's crazy. Got to be a white Santa. Like, God damn it, with a moral monster. Anyway, so I said on Twitter they should have let me write this homo Santa Claus tale, and I proceed to write Negro Claus fan fiction. So Negro and Nilla Claus enjoy game nights at Saturday nights at the Eagle. If you don't know what the Eagle is the leather bar on 10th Avenue. Oh. Yep. Don't Google the Eagle. Okay. Negro Claus is the top in the relationship, and Nilla Claus keeps up the home and heads the elf project for suicidal homosexual elves. And clearly the bottom. One day, Negro Claus comes back to find Nilla Claus nagging about how he's never home for dinner and asks if he was with his black homies. Because you know Nilla's always say black. Like it's so like...
Yeah, the K is so...
Yeah. Negro Claus gets annoyed and says, "I'm not black, I'm Santa."
I'm not black, I'm Santa.
Yeah. So Negro Claus storms out of the house and goes to get a drink with Donner, Rudolph's daddy. "What did I tell you?" Donna says. I know. "What did I tell you? Repeat it." "Don't go white, go light," Santa says begrudgingly. "Niggas never listen or learn. But I'm boy, I'll smack the shit out you with one antler." Donna and Negro Claus finish their scotch. They tip Smitty, the bartender elf who's always sad.
Yeah. Yes.
It's Christmas Eve. Negro Claus had a lot on his mind and a lot on his plate. He did what he had to do. And no one ain't changed.
Feeding you Taco Bell.
I just fucked your bitch and some Gucci elf flops. Nilla Claus felt guilty and knew how to make it up to Negro Claus. So just as Negro Claus was scheduled to take his flight, he sniffed. He sniffed and sniffed and sniffed again and then replied, "Chicken. Right? Right." The end.
Where did you write this?
On Twitter.
Oh.
And then I said, one day we'll talk about Negro and Nilla Claus's wild romp in Nantucket with Guy Fawkes and the Easter Bunny.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, spring break.
This is like Trapped in the Closet.
Starring Lee Daniels and Tim Allen.
Lee Daniels and John Travolta.
Lee Daniels and John Travolta, yes. It'll be a hit.
Yeah, well, let's write that.
Yeah, God. Hollywood, call us. Jordan Peele.
There.
Now it's time for a break.
I've been on this margarita kick since we've been back from LA, so I figured we'd do a strawberry basil margarita. In your shaker, add 4 large chopped strawberries, 3 basil leaves, the juice of 1 lime, half an ounce of agave, 1.5 ounces of tequila of your choice, and half an ounce of Cointreau. Muddle it really well. Add ice and shake. Pour into your glass with a few extra ice cubes. For fun, you can rub the rim with a strawberry and dip into sugar, or lime and dip into salt. Garnish with a lime and a strawberry and enjoy. Listen to Jade and XD every week for more cocktails and tips.
And we're back. Hip Hop's Danny Tanner dropped an album called More Life.
Yes, we got
more fighting.
We got Roti Drake and we got a little bit of Fish and Chips Drake.
Yeah.
He introduced us to that British trap music.
Yeah,
what's it called? Grime?
Awful. That's what it's called.
It's all the rage.
It's called Awful.
It's all the rage.
The rage is awful. I was with Tatiana Janine one day, and we were watching Noisy London on Vice, and they profiled Giggs, who's featured all up and through More Life, and like apparently he's like the Vibes Cartel of
the UK.
Yeah, like he can't perform anywhere, like because people are like get shot at his performances and stuff. He's like a walking Source Awards in the UK. It's really weird.
You're done now, eh?
Yeah, and I don't get it because he's
it's the East Side thing, eh? You don't know, eh? Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's I don't really understand. It's like aggressive, like if a Care Bear was a trap rapper. You know what I mean?
Me and my coworker were having Chucky. Yeah. Me and my coworker were having this discussion. So Americans are ignorant. That's really what Americans are ignorant. Like we think that there are no hoods outside of America.
I didn't say there was.
No. I'm not saying you.
Okay.
I'm just saying it just leads to that conversation that Americans are ignorant and think that there are no hoods anywhere outside of America. That's not true. There are hoods everywhere.
Remember that episode of Being Bobby Brown when they went to London and they went to the hood and that girl asked Bobby Brown for money?
Yes.
And then she offered to like suck his dick, and like, it was just
it was some greatest reality TV of all time.
Greatest.
So it's just funny. Like and it's ignorance, but it's comedy. Yeah. It's just funny when you hear British trap music, like to hear a nigga with an accent. Like,
you want to know what's even weirder?
What?
French rap.
I don't know if I'm interested. So I don't Spanish rap too.
Girl, why?
Parajita que cantos en la laguna, despierta el niño que está en la cuna, duérmete niño, duérmete sin miedo, hay un que los aires y gruñan los perros. Yes, the return of the Ronkokun.
No, because I was walking home the same day all the Moral Monsters got kicked out of Newark Sports Club. They were blasting fucking Badabushi, the Spanish version.
What is
I was like, okay.
What is the Spanish version version of Bad and Bougie. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I don't care. I need to hear this right now.
It was bumping down the Ave, and I was just like, oh, girl.
Wait
Everybody calm down.
Wait a minute.
Oh, God, you found it.
Wait, I think I did. I need to hear this, and so does everybody else.
Oh, God.
It's on SoundCloud, so it doesn't matter. Oh, come on.
Oh, my gosh.
First of all, this cover art.
Let me see.
Puta, fresca, se hizo las nalgas y las tetas. Bailando reggaetón, mami, tra, tra. Solo quiere tu dinero, nigga, más.
¡Mata!
Estar allá. Dice que quiere venir para acá.
Okay.
Lo voy a matar. Porque tengo un flow intocable. Y mami está bien rica. Se lo meto bien duro y me grita. Yo gasto un cheque en la disco y mañana otra vez. Esa mami está bien rica. Se lo meto bien duro y me grita. Yo gasto un cheque.
Hold on, let me see what it goes.
Mira, chica, viajamos para todas las islas. Siempre ando matando todas las pistas. Quiere portarse, malita conmigo escaparse. Dice que el novio que tiene. No
Wait, I'm
yo gasto todo en la bolsa. Esa coca que vende es torta. Cuando habla mierda de mí porque no están conectados, están enojados. Deja la envidia que sale.
Oh my
Come
God.
on, beat change up.
Ponte pa' mí, quiero verte agachada en 4.
Puta, rega.
Mata.
The tra is killing me. Oh my God. The tra. That's like when you see people laugh in Spanish on social media, be like,
but yeah, that's what happened. But anyway, yeah, gigs. I get it. Yeah. But anyway,
but
you liked More Life?
I did not dislike More Life.
I haven't been able to get through the whole thing
Because it's 75 tracks.
Yeah, it is as long as
way too long, Drake.
slavery.
Now you knew we were gonna fast forward past some of those.
Yeah.
I heard Get It Together, of course, which is one of the faves from the album, and that seems to be like a very popular one. I had already like my dad's a house head, my cousin loves house. I like house, and I already knew Black Coffee Superman, so I was like, oh.
Yeah,
look at you.
I like that song with Georgia Smith. I actually, and I'm thankful for him to introduce me to Georgia. I listen to her music and I like it. She's dope.
Passion Fruit, I really like Passion Fruit.
Doom 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 doom. It's an auntie jam,
and a lot of them are, which is why I like them, I think.
Yeah.
And then he featured Hiatus Coyote on the album, which was one of my faves.
Yeah.
I felt a way about him featuring them because I'm like, don't put these raggedy, ashy ass niggas onto my group. But that's not nice.
Anderson .Paak did that already, though.
Yeah, but
he's
Drake
different.
brings. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Drake brings it.
Because everyone was like, "Who's this black girl on singing on Drake's song?" I was like, "She's not black.
She's not black. She's Australian."
Yeah.
But I liked More Life.
I've been down so long, it look like up to me. They look up to me. I got fake people showing fake love to me. Straight up to my face. Straight up to my face.
I definitely felt when he started draking towards the end, I had to fast forward past a lot of that.
Here's my thing. I just don't. When he started speaking in this fake patois shit, I just really, 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 really get tired. Like it makes me tired.
I did the evolution of Aubrey on Twitter because I was like, well, he started off as Poutine Drake and then he went to just Wheelchair Jimmy. There was nothing there. Yeah. And then he went to Soul Food Drake, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. So it was like Chitlins Drake, Oxtail Drake, Mac and Cheese Drake. And then he went to this Caribbean thing.
This is how you know Drake is white, because white people can just be stained.
Exactly. So he went to Roti Drake and Jerk Chicken Drake, Stewed Chicken Drake, Rice and Peas Drake.
Remember he was Trap Drake for a minute when What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah, which is still Soul Food Drake.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing I relate to trap music.
It's like lean.
Oh, maybe Cody and Drake.
Did you see that they done gentrified lean?
What? What? Nigga. How? No. How?
Wait, man. I gotta find it.
More fire for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name. That's how you
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like, Scooby?
Boy, say that in Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah, like, what is
more tune for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name.
Yeah, it's just like everybody.
It's like Google Voice.
I'm trying to go find it through Twitter, but apparently I tweet that video of Miley Cyrus way too much for me. These motherfuckers trying to kill me. They trying to kill your famous, your favorite bitch. I'm not going down without a motherfucking fight.
Who tried to kill you?
I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. I'll have to find
crazy.
it. I'll find it and send it to you later.
Okay.
But like, yeah, they did gentrify lean, girl.
I can't with that. So I did this prediction of like all the Drakes that we're gonna get in the future. So we have to get like Samosa Drake, Tikka Masala Drake, Pho Drake.
Imagine if Drake was out during that whole like East Indian beat craze with like Indian food.
Nigga,
which
it would have been A-Rap money all over the beat.
No, remember when I got my eyes on you. Tell me what you wanna do. I love your Indian flute. Ooh da ba doo da ba doo da doo. And then like Truth Hurts Drake. Yeah. He breaks me down. He builds me up. He fills my cup. He lies.
Then she came back later on Basketball Wives.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she was the one where her husband threw the drink on her face.
Now it's time for fucked up moment of history. So, we like to bring attention to the 80s.
Yeah.
A lot of wonderful things happened in the 80s, but a lot of bad things happened in the 80s.
I was born.
Yeah, so was I. Samesies.
Yeah,
so that was a good thing.
But it was almost as if the world has come full circle politically, because the president when I was born was Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, a TV star, a movie star.
Yep, Ronald Wilson Reagan.
Yeah.
How ironic, a TV star who turned into one of the worst presidents of all time.
Yeah. Huh. Just a little history repeating.
Just around the riverbed.
Yeah, so let's talk about all the stuff he invented.
Reaganomics.
Yeah, which a lot of niggas believe in still, and because they think that they can like outsmart the white man, which they can, but like they do it all wrong.
Yeah, which is why Freddie's Rib Shack got shut down.
Yeah.
In House of Cards.
Exactly. That was a really sad part.
So sad.
It was.
So sad.
It really was.
But true.
Yeah. The Reaganomics, yeah, like leaving government out of everything, and that led to crack.
Yes. So Ronald Reagan invented crack.
Yeah, and just shipped it to all the poor neighborhoods.
Yep, just dropped it right on down.
Just plow.
Yep.
Ta-dow. Watch out now.
So that's what happened with your uncle.
Yep.
And mine too.
And probably your father. It happened to mine.
Woo.
We're relatable here on Jaded XD.
We sure are.
And probably your mother.
I know all about crack.
Yep.
It smells like burning Tupperware.
It smells like burning weave.
Oh, yeah, burning Tupperware.
Yep. Yeah, so, and which also in turn led to, AIDS.
Right. So Ronald Reagan invented AIDS, crack.
Well, he gave the okay to the World Health Organization to just like, give it to like monkeys, and then it's tested on humans, and then it just was like, whoa, wildfire. Give it to the gays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've never got out of that slump.
No.
Because, and I talk about this all the time. I say, slavery fucked us up. Like, yeah, I get that. You know what I mean? Generationally down to a molecular level, that the trauma that we have experienced from slavery is real.
Mm-hmm.
However, what's also as traumatic is the 80s.
Sad.
And early 90s.
Sad.
Because the 80s for blacks was rough.
It was rough. If y'all ever seen Lean on Me?
It's a clock. You're like a father.
You smoke crack, don't you? Why are you asking a 14-year-old if he smokes crack? Because he was.
Yeah.
Because he was.
Because he was, Jade.
Still was. Still. No. I'm so confused. Yes, no, it is still from Juice.
Yeah.
I got confused for a second because we have a homeboy and he looks just like him. So after Juice came out, everybody called him Still.
Damn.
And they still call him Still. So I was trying to remember if I was talking about my homeboy or old boy. And I was like, I forgot my homeboy's named after Still.
Yeah. But yeah, the 80s were just a rough time for us. Crack messed us up.
Crack set us back.
Yeah, crack set us up and back. Like, let me tell you, and I talk about this all the time about how kids act the way they do today because of crack. Because of the fact that crack set up this system of where that disallowed parents not to be a part of their lives, or they were dealing the effects of crack. Because when you have a crack-headed parent or a family member, it consumes your entire being, and it makes you turn into something else. You know what I mean? You might become addicted to something because, like, dealing with, like, say, you have kids or whatever, like, in the 80s or whatever, your husband or whatever turns to crack because of whatever Reaganomics.
Yep.
And you got laid off and fired and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Turned to crack to cope. What happened? Then you stuck raising, being a single parent.
And you trying to cope.
And you trying to cope, like, your kids suffer. And therefore that translates down into how they raise their kids, or may not even there. Like, so many people in group homes and shit, like the foster care rates and all, just abandoned children just skyrocketed.
I have a relative who pawned the earrings out of his daughter's ear because he was trying to.
You see what I mean? Just to get that hit.
Just to get a hit. You know what I'm saying?
And crack. Like,
so many things. So many things.
Wasn't just like, it wasn't just in New York. It was everywhere.
No, it was everywhere.
Like, everywhere. Swept the nation. That's why you would be able to live on Park Avenue in New York for like $500.
Right.
Although I wish that would happen again because I would really like a nice apartment on the Upper East Side.
It'd be so nice.
I know. I was hoping K2 would do that.
No, K2 is not strong enough.
I know. Damn. I'm sure Donald Trump will invent something that'll.
If he doesn't do it first.
Yep.
But yes, Ronald Reagan, one of the worst. He's the 40th president and one of the worst of all time.
Yeah. So that concludes today's show. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Yeah.
Remember to get your tickets for...
Get your tickets here.
For...
Jade and XD Live, April 15th, New York City.
And they're only $20, so...
Right.
Just buy it.
Come see us, hang out.
That's a little more for VIP to meet us early and get your pictures and stuff. But, and there's a bar.
Yeah, it's going to be liquor.
It's going to be lit.
It's going to be us.
Yeah, it's going to be litty. Special guest in the audience. You know how we do.
This is how we do it.
Bye, everybody.
Today's episode was produced by Abraham Kevin Quesada.
Oh.
I was
about to say that, but okay.
Gay niggas.
Yo. Yeah, Christiana do got a type. And
Get that out.
No, that shit is real. She got a type. I'll just leave it there. She got a type.
Side note, The other day we were on Snapchat. On FaceTime with my parents. And my dad had his big belly all in the camera. And Noah goes, "You look like you belong on the North Pole."
What'd your father say?
He laughed.
That is so funny.
The one who used to be BFFs with Evelyn Lozada.
Jennifer Williams.
That's Truth Hurts. Same person.
You are ridiculous. Every week.
Same human.
Damn, Eric Williams was an ugly motherfucker.
Oh, that nigga was ugly. He had a whole nother nigga on his forehead.
Man, yeah. It was kind of like the fetus on South Trap. Remember the nurse? Yes. On South Park or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
like it had a personality.
It did. It had like a political affiliation.
That was him and Sam Cassell.
So who's uglier, Eric Williams or Bob Whitfield?
Or Sam Cassell.
See,
the thing about Bob is...
Wait,
hold on. Hear me out. I know, and I'm never going to say he's attractive, so you can just scratch that thought.
Okay.
Ooh, that you thought that's where I was going.
Ooh, girl, because you sound like you're about to make an excuse, and I was about to be like,
absolutely. But there are way uglier niggas than Bob. So if Bob just got a breast reduction and like that thing that Star Jones did, where she got rid of her wings, she stopped drinking Red Bull or something, I don't know. And then he fixed that eye. You know what I'm saying? He like toned it up a little bit, snatched it back, got that breast reduction, never went shirtless, and then fixed that eye. He'd be like a like a nigga. Whereas Sam Cassell and Eric Williams will always be extraterrestrial. Yeah.
Nah, they all third world ugly. Fuck out of here.
That was one of the greatest insults I've ever seen in my life. That's one of them really funny, problematic things. But the first time I ever saw that, third world ugly, I think I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, because I told the story of, I got that from a fourth grader.
Yes. Yeah. One of the greatest insults of all time. You are third world ugly.
Yeah, that shit is fucked up.
Ooh, it is awful. But really funny.
Yep.
Really funny.
See? A lesson in finding stuff that's offensive funny. Because that's exactly what we do here on this show.
You've worked so hard for all the things you have. The salary, the status, the success. And with that image, there's a drink. One to unwind, one to loosen up, one to take the edge off. But how do you know when a drink is more than just a drink? We get it. We can help. Karen's Grandview program has been helping accomplished people just like you regain their lives. Talk to us. Visit karen.org/Grandview.
With the new iPhone SE for less than $100 at Metro, you rule. It's the most affordable iPhone on the #1 brand in prepaid. So whether you're studying online or FaceTiming.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, dear. The iPhone SE has all you need. Switch to Metro and get the iPhone SE for $99.99 after rebate redemption and 6 months of service with AutoPay. Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day. Limit 1 per account/household. Requires port and ID validation. Not valid for numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. Restrictions apply. See store for details.